Let's be honest for once. No sugarcoating, no fake smiles. Some wounds don't heal just because time passes. No, some hurts sit quietly inside you for years. People tell you, let it go. As if pain is some old sweater you can just toss away. But what do they know? They weren't the ones who trusted family and got betrayed. They weren't the ones who gave everything to people who forgot you the moment you were no longer useful. You carry those moments, don't you? You remember the time someone used your kindness and then walked away like you meant nothing. You remember the sacrifices, the sleep you lost, the money you gave, the times you said yes when your heart screamed no. And now, those same people don't even call to ask how you are. But they remember you when they need something, don't they? Oh, then suddenly your phone rings. It hits different now, doesn't it? When you were younger, you let it slide. You told yourself, it's okay, they're family, they're friends. But now that you're older, you see it for what it was, one-sided. You gave, they took, you forgave, they repeated. And you were the one left sitting quietly with a smile on your face and a storm in your chest. And here's the worst part. Some of those hurts weren't even from enemies. No. They were from the ones you loved the most. The ones you trusted with your soft heart. The ones you stayed up late worrying about. And now they act like your presence is a chore. Let's be real. It's not just the big things that leave a mark. Sometimes it's the small disappointments that pile up. The unreturned calls, the half-hearted hugs, the birthdays forgotten, the times they said, we'll come visit, and never did. They think you forget, but you don't. You just get quieter. You don't want revenge. You don't want to argue. All you ever wanted was basic respect, genuine care. But now you've stopped expecting that too, and maybe that's the saddest part, that you had to lower your standards just to feel okay. But here's something else you've learned. You may still feel the pain, but it doesn't control you anymore. You walk with it, not beneath it. And every time you smile, every time you choose peace over drama, you prove that their cruelty didn't break you. You're still standing, scarred, yes, but smarter. Softer in your heart, but sharper in your mind. And that's something they'll never understand. Because the truth is, they lost someone who loved them deeply. And you finally found out who's not worth your time. You're at a point in life where you don't want to waste your breath on empty conversations. Gossip, drama, fake smiles, it all drains you. You've sat through enough useless talk in your time. Now you crave peace, not noise. Not noise pretending to be connection. Some people talk just to hear themselves or to pass time. But you've come to appreciate quiet moments. You'd rather sit in silence with someone real than talk for hours with someone fake. They think you're boring or not social. Well, you've done your fair share of talking. You've entertained others. You've smiled when you were tired. Now you want your time and energy to go where it's valued. And if someone doesn't like that, too bad. You know what's funny? You live for decades, raise families, survive heartbreak, sacrifice your own dreams, and somehow people still treat you like you don't know anything. Like your thoughts don't matter unless they match what's trending online. You try to share stories from your past, give advice, maybe speak a little truth from the things you've lived through. And what do you get? A distracted nod, a half-listening ear, or worse, someone saying, it's not like that anymore. Oh, really? And what exactly do they think got them here? Magic? No. People like you. You paved the way. It's not that you want applause. You're not asking to be worshipped. You just want someone to sit down, really look at you and hear you. Not just listen, but hear. But people today are so loud in their opinions, they don't leave space for wisdom. And when you finally go quiet, they say you've changed. No, sweetheart. You just got tired of repeating yourself to people who never really cared to understand. Let's not pretend. Growing older comes with a kind of quiet guilt no one really talks about. You drop something and can't pick it up. You forget a name and suddenly feel small. You ask for help and immediately feel like you're asking for too much. That little voice whispers, don't be a burden. But here's the thing, you're not a burden, you're a human being. You've spent your whole life giving, cooking for everyone, holding families together, staying up late, worrying about people who don't even check on you now. And now that your knees ache and your hands shake, you're made to feel guilty for simply needing a little care. That's rich. Some people have forgotten that it was your back they stood on to build their lives, your sacrifices, your late nights, your skipped dreams. But the second you slow down, it's like you've become too much. What a joke. You don't want anyone to wait on you hand and foot. You just want patience, a little understanding, a bit of kindness. But no, now they want you quiet, invisible, grateful just to be in the room. They forget you were the room. You made it, decorated it, cleaned it, paid for it. So no, you're not a burden, you're tired, you're human. And it wouldn't kill some people to remember where they came from. Isn't it funny how some of the people you once couldn't imagine your life without have now become just a memory? No argument, no fallout, no big dramatic scene, just silence. One day they stop calling, then they stop checking in. And suddenly, it's been years. No birthday wishes, no visits, not even a "how have you been?" It's like you got erased from a book you helped write. It stings, doesn't it? Especially when you remember how many times you were there for them, sat up late listening to their nonsense, gave advice they ignored, picked them up when their world was falling apart. You cried with them, laughed with them, celebrated their joys like they were your own. And now, not even a text, not even a wave from across the street. And the worst part? You start wondering if you imagined the closeness, if all those shared moments were just one-sided. Maybe they liked the version of you that was useful, not the one who's tired now, slower now, wiser now. Let's be real, some people only know how to stick around when it's convenient, when you're strong and giving and holding everything together. But when you start needing a little support yourself, suddenly they've got too much going on. Spare me the excuses. If someone wants to make time for you, they will. So what do you do now? You grieve it? Yes. Because losing a friend, without reason or closure, is still a kind of heartbreak. But then you let it go. Because you know now, not everyone who starts the journey is meant to walk all the way with you. And sometimes, silence is the loudest answer you'll ever get. Let them go. They weren't lost. They were revealed. You know what's funny? All those years, you were surrounded by people. Some loud, some clingy, some who came only when they needed something. And yet, you still felt alone. You'd sit in a room full of people and think, why do I still feel unseen? And now, when most of them have gone quiet or disappeared altogether, you're actually starting to feel something strange, peace. At first, yes, it felt odd, too quiet. You wondered, did I do something wrong? But then you realized, no, you just stopped chasing people who never clapped for you unless it was convenient. You stopped answering calls that only came when someone needed help moving house or needed a favor. You stopped bending over backwards just to be remembered. And now you've come to enjoy your own rhythm. You don't need to fill every moment with noise. You're not bored, you're resting, you're not lonely, you're healing. You don't need someone else's voice just to feel alive. Your own breath, your own thoughts, your own presence, that's enough, finally. You have your tea, your quiet corners, your favorite chair that holds your shape just right. You find joy in cooking what you like, walking when you feel like it, and spending hours doing nothing at all. Because who says life always has to be productive to be valuable? And let's be real. Many people these days can't sit alone with themselves for more than 5 minutes without feeling uneasy. They constantly need a screen, a distraction, some form of attention. Meanwhile, you've made peace with silence. You know how to sit with your thoughts and not drown in them. You've made friends with your past. And that, my dear, is real maturity. Not how many followers you have or how busy you pretend to be. Let them call it boring. Let them call it quiet. What they don't know is, it's called freedom. So here you are now, maybe with fewer people around you than you expected, but with more wisdom, clarity, and strength than ever before. You've survived betrayal, loss, change, and disappointment. You've watched people come and go. You've loved deeply, lost painfully, and still managed to stand up every morning and carry on. Some people think aging is just about getting slower, weaker, or fading into the background. But you know better. Aging isn't about vanishing, it's about revealing. The nonsense falls away, the fake friendships drop off, the shallow chatter loses its grip. And what's left? You. The raw, real, honest version of yourself that no longer needs approval. You're not too much. You were just too real for people who preferred the easy version of you. The yes version. The helper, the listener, the caretaker. But now that you ask for a bit back, suddenly you're too quiet, too sensitive, too emotional. How convenient. Let's not sugarcoat it. The world doesn't treat its elders the way it should. It praises youth while ignoring wisdom. It celebrates fast and flashy while forgetting the slow and steady that built the very foundation. But here's the thing. They may not always value you, but you know your worth now, and you don't need applause anymore to prove it. You've stopped begging to be understood. You've stopped chasing people who walk away. You've stopped wasting time on shallow connections. And that right there, that's power. Not loud, aggressive power, but quiet, unshakable power. The kind that sits with its tea, smiles knowingly, and says, "I've been through worse. I'll be fine." So don't let the silence fool you. Don't mistake peace for emptiness. You are not just an old person sitting alone. You are a library of experience, a living story, and a soft warrior who has nothing left to prove, just peace left to enjoy. Mind if no one told you this lately? Let me be the one. You've done more than enough. You are not a burden. You are not forgotten. You are still here, and that itself is a quiet kind of miracle. Now go put your feet up, make that tea, watch the clouds, smile at the small things. You've earned every moment of rest, and you don't owe anyone an explanation.